What is blocking you from having the intimacy you desire? Human beings are hardwired for connection. When we hesitate or feel blocked and stuck in building the intimacy we want, it is uncomfortable yet very important to look into the real reasons rather than covering it with distraction and quick fixes. Only by acknowledging what is going on inside of you, you can find a true solution. Let's dive into it. Hi, I'm Jane, a somatic healing and intimacy coach. I help people build meaningful love, sex, and relationships. The very first reason, and also the most common one, is poor body image. In other words, have poor self-acceptance of our bodies. No matter how great people think your body is, if your inner critics is very strong, that will keep nagging you. Because if you cannot welcome your body parts altogether, how can you authentically share your body with a partner? This has become so challenging because of so many polished images and faked performance on the screen that make people believe that's supposed to be that way. So the solution is to connect with your body somatically and energetically rather than thinking from your head how it should be. When you have an embodied sense with your body and have an intimate connection with yourself, appreciate the pleasure and sensations coming from your body, you will have a true connection with your body rather than judging from your thinking mind or judging from comparison. This is a critical part to address, and it's never too late. Otherwise, the inner critics will keep finding new reasons and new body part that you dislike about yourself. This has no ending. The next one is you may have shame about your desires. Desires, specifically around pleasure and sexuality, can be tricky because it's so private, it's underspoken. So, whatever your desire is, you might feel you are the only one and you are alone. If you grew up in a family or had really shame about anything around pleasure, around sexuality, around touching yourself, and then that's where the shame developed. And then, no matter what desires you have, despite how normal it is and how commonly shared by many other people, you may feel shame about it. So, if that's the case for you, somatic healing is very important because when we manufacture fantasy and desires just in the thinking mind, that cause disconnection with our bodies, with our senses. But when desire is felt and embodied doesn't mean you have to achieve it, but embodied is completely filled and cherished through your five senses and through imagination and visualization, communication without judgment in a safe container. And then that will remove a lot of the shame and pressure of the desire. When you're more calm and can be present with your desire, you have a much clearer mind to come up with strategies, how you can approach it with safety, with consent. When you are in a charged state, very emotional about your desires, there's no clear mind can come up with good strategies and good solutions. Another big reason is you may not know how to be with your emotions and feelings. That's because you have never taught how to do that. This is so common, and it's quite often that when people deal with emotions and feelings, the default reaction is either to repress it or let it explode because repression doesn't work anymore. Either way, it's quite extreme and does not create a healthy relationship with your emotions. Emotions comes in with a lot of energy. For example, when you're angry, you may want to have a fist hold up or pound on something, right? When you're sad, you'll feel chest is very heavy. When you don't know how to be with emotions, that basically means you don't know how to with energy. And that energy is stored in our body and keep causing discomfort over time. And then that will become stronger and heavier when people cannot hold it anymore and explode. Explode your emotions does not regulate your emotions. Learn how to be and regulate emotions and feelings is another key component in building intimacy, because you first build intimate connection with yourself, and then you can build that with somebody you care. If you are interested how you can use somatic healing and pleasure as two pillars in building better intimacy with yourself and in your relationship, check out my free training down below. And I would love to hear what resonates with you in this video. I will see you in the next one.